Hello, this is Stephen Glassner, and I am here to discuss or present my Week 7 video journal for the class on assessments and autism spectrum disorder. In this assignment, I will be reflecting on two larger assignments that I worked on during this quarter. One is an interview I gave with a speech language pathologist that I work with at school, and another is a larger project on functional behavioral analysis, or FBAs. So first, what were my biggest takeaways from the SLP interview? Well, a few things I would say, or the primary takeaway is that she was, the SLP I interviewed has never been a part of the diagnostic process when it comes to autism spectrum disorder. And in fact, she said, and it's my experience that it's true, that most of the students who come to our school are already diagnosed. And I would say that most diagnoses for autism spectrum disorder, when you look at the data, occur, in much younger in childhood, anywhere from about 6 or below. And to me, this speaks to the significance of early testing in autism for children, how prevalent it is in early childhood, and how much of an impact that can make. How will I apply what I've learned with the SLP interview to working with individuals on the spectrum? Well, the SLP discussed using visuals and choices in the different assessments that she provided to students. So what this interview really did was help to remind me of some of the importance of using visuals and doing things like providing options at work. Not only when I give assessments or particular informal assessments in classroom to check on progress, but also just general assignments. Visuals are a major part of the way a lot of my students learn and communicate. And it's especially important now that I am back to work part-time in person at my building. But the visuals are also still pivotal because I continue to work with a majority of the students I have through Zoom calls. Excuse me. So, what were my biggest takeaways from the FBA project? And I would say it was the chance to look back on the progress that my student has made for his target behavior in real life. Now, of course, I could do an actual in-person observation with an FBA because of the shelter in place, so I had to create one. And it was based on a real student with a real target behavior. And that target behavior is that they became very aggressive when they were overstimulated and would go into a whole range of behaviors, from hitting, kicking, throwing things, biting, scratching, spitting, you name it. It is still something that I'm working on, but what this assignment allowed me to do was really reflect on a lot of the work that I had done in the past. Basically all the different steps that I discussed in my FBA in order to treat this target behavior were things that I do in my actual classroom with this student. And it's still a work in progress, but it is something that is definitely, he has shown improvement in. And this reflection, I'm really glad I got the opportunity to go and kind of look back at that and compare the FBA that I worked on to the student's actual FBA. So, how will I apply what I have learned from completing the FBA project to working with individuals on the spectrum? Well, I would say nothing new per se, but it does allow for some great reminders for working with students and their more problematic behaviors. So some of these reminders include the importance of determining the function of behavior before being able to address the behavior properly. I think that's very key, not just because of what we learned in class, but it's something that I've always known to be true. But another good reminder is the importance of keeping solid, accurate, and appropriate data that is updated frequently. And this is something that I know that is discussed in the FBA module and the different assignments I worked on. Determining function and keeping good data, I would say, are things that I will continue to work on as a reminder of what I learned in this FBA project. And that is it. Thank you very much.